Sends a fly ball left center. To his right, Gutierrez. Under it now, waiting, makes the catch, and Roberts has gone on one pitch. And that's how this game gets started. And now with one away, it'll bring up Mr. Jones. Back in Seattle. Well, left-hander Jared Washburn. I'll tell you what, Fred, the Orioles better get accustomed to seeing some left-hand pitching out there.
Yeah, all lefty all the time in the starting rotation in this series for the Seattle Mariners. Tomorrow night we get to see old friend Eric Bedard.
Yeah, who is now the enemy. Now here's Jones. And Adam takes a strike on the inside. Now Jared Washburn, he's been tough. Veteran left-hander. Now at the age of 34, here comes the pitch. And Jones takes it a little bit low. Comes in, his record 3-3. He's made 9 starts, but in 6 of those 9 starts, he has allowed no more than 2 runs. Here's the pitch. This one is inside to Mr. Jones.
Well, all you have to do is look at the batting average against, and one of the best in the American League, 243. That's what the opposition is. But talking to the Seattle people, they say when he's on the mound, the runs are scarce for the Mariners.
And now the 2-1 delivery. Jones takes it low on the outside. The ball just trickles past the catcher. So now 3-1. In fact, left-hand hitters against Washburn have hit only 145. Right-hand hitters against him have hit 282. Here comes the next offering, and the fastball is at the letters. That's a call strike. So they count 3-2. But when Washburn really gets tough is when his opponents have runners in scoring position. Now the entire season they've hit only 145 against Washburn in those spots. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled away, back out of play. Left-hander Jared Washburn, mentioned now 34 years of age, 6'1". He weighs 195, and of course he was drafted originally by the Angels. He was their second pick back in 1995. And then signed as a free agent with Seattle in 2005. Here comes the pitch. Broken bat liner, hooking foul over third base. So that bat dies on a foul ball. There's nothing worse. So the count stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Adam Jones up there hitting .344 with 11 home runs and 36 RBIs. But he is 0 for his last 9 in the last couple of games against that Tiger ball club.
Yeah, the Tigers were starting to get him out on that pitch that used to get him out very early last year, that pitch downstairs, where Adam was going after that slider or the breaking ball that was in the dirt.
Of course, Adam Jones before the game tonight, busy with the media. Here's a 3-2 pitch on the way. Adam fouls it back again out of play. Adam, of course, the one-time Mariner. And the deal for Eric Bedard, he is now an Oriole, and he is off to a sizzling start. And the majority of opinion is that he's going to be a superstar. I'm sure the Mariners don't like hearing that. Here's now Washburn, the 3-2 pitch again. And Jones again gets a piece of it and fouls it back to the backstop.
Yeah, when Seattle fans talk about Adam Jones, they kind of wince and think about what they could have had that trade not been made. And they also talk about Tillman and, of course, Sherrill.
Yeah, Adam Jones is just one part of it. And now the 3-2 pitch again. Swing at a high pop-up back of the plate. Coming back is Johnson, but he is not going to have enough room. So Adam Jones right now is having an extended at-bat. And the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
This will be the 11th pitch, I think, of the at-bat coming to Adam Jones.
Of course, Brian Roberts, the leadoff hitter, he was going on 1 pitch. So Adam Jones right now is giving Nick Markakis in the on-deck circle quite a good look at the left-hander, Jared Washburn. The count 3-2. Beltre is at third, backed up. Betancourt and Lopez up the middle. Branyan is at first base. And here comes the 3-2 pitch again. Sweeney pulled this one foul back in the left field corner. Rob Johnson doing the catching. With Valentien in left, Gutierrez in center, Ichiro in right field. And the Seattle ball club defensively, it has been the worst defense in the American League.
And you look at some of the numbers, especially for the infield. Oh, my goodness. An adventure on a ground ball.
3-2 pitch again, and he walked it. Boy, that's a well-earned walk for Mr. Jones. Was that 13 pitch at bat? My goodness. And now here's Nick Markakis.
think it'll go down as a 12-pitch at bat because they hop up on the scoreboard 13 total pitches for Washburn and 1 pitch thrown to Roberts.
This will be a 12-pitch at bat. You get that walk to Mr. Jones, and now here's Markakis, left-hander against left-hander. Washburn delivers, and Markakis swings right through a fastball. We mentioned left-handers against Washburn this season have had a collective batting average of only 145, so he has been death on left-hand hitters.
And Nick hitting 260 against southpaw pitching this season.
Washburn to look at first. Jones getting his lead. Here comes the pitch, and Markakis popped it up into shallow left. Coming out of Valentien. Under it, makes the catch, out number 2. And now here's Aubrey Huff. Interesting that Washburn has been terrific against left-hand hitters. Dave Tremblay tonight in his lineup. And, of course, Aubrey has been the number 4 hitter. And Nick Markakis has been the number 3 hitter. But, of course, against Washburn, kind of stands out. Back-to-back left-hand hitters. So we'll see what Huff is up to as he stands in. Here comes the pitch. And Aubrey will take one a little bit low for ball 1.
And then, of course, Luke Scott in the lineup tonight. Might ordinarily find Wigginton, but Luke is so hot, you want to keep him in that lineup against no matter how the guy pitches.
And now the set again. Here comes the 1-0 delivery. Aubrey chased a high fastball, and he went right through it. Well, all Luke has to do when he looks at Washburn is just pretend that he's wearing a Tiger uniform.
Yeah.
He does that, it might work out. Aubrey with 8 home runs and 38 RBIs, still in the top 10 in the American League in RBIs. Here comes the pitch, swinging a high drive right center. This ball is way back there. Gutierrez is back there at the back of the warning track. He reaches over, makes the catch. My goodness. This is a pitcher's ballpark, and that's an example right there. Any place else, I think that ball is gone. Except maybe AT&T Park in San Francisco in that direction. So Aubrey gave it a ride, but the park held it. And so now the Mariners come up. Ichiro lead things off at the bottom of the inning. 0-0 on the Orioles radio network.
Seven dry time, or log on to myMrBasement.com, MHIC number 98854.
This is 105.7 The Fan, your home for Orioles baseball.
So we're underway, bottom of the first inning. Ichiro, then Betancourt, and then Adrian Beltre against left-hander Rich Hill. 0-0 ball game. Here comes the pitch. Ichiro lines it to left. Coming over is Reimold. He cannot get to it. The ball bounces right past him and up against the Bud Light sign. Ichiro into second base. Now turns it on. The throw coming into second base. Ichiro saw that, so he takes off for third, and he's into third base without a play. Wow. For some reason, that ball was thrown back in towards second base. Ichiro had put the brakes on as he got to second base, and when he saw the ball coming toward him, he took off for third and made it there uncontested. So Ichiro has now hit safely in 25 consecutive games. I think Reimold took a bad route to that ball, and once that ball got past him, the throw came in toward the wrong base. And now here's Betancourt. He takes ball 1.
Yeah, it looked like Nolan went direct to the ball rather than retreating just a little bit, and it got beyond him. By the way, that 25-game hit streak, well, Ichiro ties his own record for the longest hit streak in Seattle Mariner history at 25 games.
I'm assuming they give him a double. And they give him third base on that mental blunder when the ball came into second base. And now Betancourt, he takes a letter-high strike. Off-speed delivery. There's 1-1 now to Yuniesky Betancourt.
Yeah, I do see an error up on the side with the Orioles, so that's Reimold's first big league error.
Here now the 1-1 delivery. Betancourt sends a little pop-up out there behind second base. Roberts is fading back. He'll make the catch, and Ichiro is staying at third base. Well, it's interesting because, I mean, really, it was more of a mental blunder than a physical error that was made when the throw comes into second base. I mean, that's a mental miscue, but it's not something that you can charge someone with a physical error.
It'll be interesting to hear the explanation from the press box, which I have not yet heard.
And now here's Adrian Beltre.
Now, one of the recent problems for the Seattle ball club has been hitting with runners in scoring position, averaging just 184 over the last 26 games.
Yeah, Beltre takes a little bit high and outside for ball one. Just trying to think about that play in left field. Now, it could be, and I was watching Ichiro take off at third base. Here comes a 1-0 delivery, and Beltre takes a high fastball. So they count 2 balls and no strikes. I mean, it could be somehow maybe Reimold held it too long, or maybe he intended to throw the ball to third base, and then in mid-throwing motion maybe changed his mind, or whatever the case might have been. Beltre fouled it right back toward Fred Manfra, and just in front of Fred Manfra. So it's a foul ball, and the count 2-1 to Adrian Beltre. It's amazing. You never panic. I think I panicked.
About 20 feet below us.
I'm all right, yeah. There comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing that.
Beltre, just 21 runs knocked in and 3. They get Ichiro to start the game, winds up at third base, now 2 gone.
Well, here's Mike Sweeney now. The infield backed up with 2 outs. Sweeney hitting a .241 with a couple of home runs and 10 RBIs. Left-hander delivers. Sweeney takes upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. 0-0 here on the bottom of the first inning. First of a 3-game set in Seattle. Left-hander Rich Hill trying to run his record to 2-0. Tonight, he makes his 4th Oriole start. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball that time. And it's even up at 1-1 now to Mike Sweeney. I mean, Hill, his last start was a game against the Blue Jays that the Orioles won 12-10. Of course, he got a no decision. He really struggled in that game. But, of course, that was the victory for the Orioles. It had to be one of the more significant victories in years. There's a swing and a pop-up first base. Hill is going to work out of it. There's Aubrey Huff on the dirt back of the bag. He makes the catch, and that's it. And so the Seattle ball club had a runner at third base with nobody out, and Ichiro dies at third base. And at the end of 1-0 on the Orioles Radio Network.
On the Orioles Radio Network.
Now, back to the Baltimore Orioles on 105.7 The Fan.
The key to the game tonight brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward, Dave Tremblay says, hey, get set to see a whole bunch of left-hand pitching.
I would expect a challenge from every one of these guys that are pitching against. Their starters are very good. We'll be challenged with 3 lefties, and this is a big ballpark. I think it's advantageous to the pitchers. You got to play good defense here.
Yeah, you certainly do. You saw that already with Aubrey Huff and his drive in the first. It was caught on the back of the warning track in right center. So Melvin Moore leads off. Washburn delivers a strike, and now a ball to Melvin, so the count even up at 1-1. Melvin and then Luke Scott and then Matt Wieters here in a 0-0 game. Now Washburn again delivers, and Mora takes just outside the ball. The count 2-1 to the Oriole third baseman. Melvin hitting .279, a couple of home runs. Boy, his career, though, against Seattle, he has excelled. Is a looping foul behind the first base dugout. I mean, Melvin with a lifetime batting average of .341 against Seattle pitching. And he's had 10 career home runs against Seattle.
And since 2004, hitting almost 400 against Seattle.
The count 2-2. Washburn is ready, and the left-hander delivers again. Mora chasing a high fastball, drills it out toward right center. To his right is Ichiro, and he is there to make the catch. Well, that time Melvin chased a bad ball. One thing you don't want to do here is get the ball airborne, because in this ballpark, to get one out of here, you got to hit the ball a long ways.
Now, 326 down the right field line, 331 to the left side, but then 388 to left center field, 385 to right center, and then it moves out to 405 straightaway center field, but a lot of room to roam. Plus, normally it's cool nights here in Seattle, and the ball doesn't carry that well.
Now here's Scott. And Luke takes the ball in on the hand, and of course, that's one of the reasons why the Seattle pitching staff has had the best earned run average in the American League. I mean, they pitch a lot of games here in a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Here's the drive, headed for the right field corner. Racing back, there's Ichiro. That ball is off the wall. Ichiro plays the carom and then quickly gets it back into second base. Scott has to pull up at first. So Luke, the player of the week in the American League this past week, understandably. Man, he hit the ball real hard that time.
It was a bullet that hit off the wall. It got out there so quick. Ichiro didn't have a chance to move too quickly toward the ball, but still holds him to a single.
And now here's Matt Wieters up there to hit right-handed against left-hander Jared Washburn. What an amazing week for Luke Scott. Here comes the pitch. And Wieters will take a fastball right there for a called strike. The count 0-1. Luke hit 6 home runs, and he knocked in 14 runs during the past week. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Wieters a big swing and a foul straight back.
Well, for some players, that's a pretty good month.
How about a career? Some guys. Meanwhile, Matt Wieters, of course, a big week for him, too, when he ascended upon Oriole fans. Digs in 0-2. Here comes the pitch. Swing of a chopper, a foul ball outside the bag at third. Of course, Matt with his first major league hit. That was a triple against a very good pitcher in Justin Verlander. And then his next at bat, his first major league double. Left-hander against right-hander. Jared Washburn. Mentioned his last start against Oakland, he got a no decision. Seattle lost that ball game 4-3, but it was not his fault. Left-hander again delivers to Wieters. And in the dirt, it's saved there by the catcher, Rob Johnson, saving a wild pitch. I mean, Washburn, in his last start against Oakland, went 6 innings. He gave up no runs, just 6 hits. He had a walk and 4 strikeouts. When he left the game, he had a 3-0 lead. And then the bullpen gave up 4 runs in the 7th inning. The Seattle bullpen has been horrendous as a high fastball. In fact, Fred, yesterday against the Angels, they blew an 8-1 lead, and they lost that game.
Yeah, they gave up finally in the 9th inning. They gave 3 runs in the 9th to lose it down in Anaheim.
Set again. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Wieters has struck out. So that's out number 2. And now we'll take our first look tonight at Nolan Reimold. The 2-2 pitch was a slider, a hard slider at about 89 miles an hour. Boy, it broke down at Wieters' feet, and he just couldn't catch it. So Washburn picks up his first strikeout. And now here's Mr. Reimold. And the pitch on the way to Nolan is a strike on the outside corner. 0-0 game here, top 2 in Seattle. Reimold hitting .267. 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. Washburn again, look at first. Here comes the pitch. This one low and outside. Reimold, even though he's played only 16 games so far this season, has hit more home runs than any rookie in the American League. So they'll give you an idea of what he is capable of. Out there, 1-1 the count. Washburn check the runner and go to first. Too late.
Well, 3 of those home runs coming on the homestand against Toronto and Detroit. And looks like he has become the guy who will be penciled in that lineup every day in left field.
He's the man. He had that streak of homering in 3 consecutive games already. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. This one just a little bit low. Boy, Reimold, patience there. Nicely done. For the count 2-1. Left-hander against right-hander. Washburn against Reimold. Infield backed up with 2 outs. Left-hander sets and delivers. There's a shot, base hit right field. That ball hit right between Lopez and Branyan. Stopping at second base is the player of the week in the American League. That would be Luke Scott. So 2 aboard, and now Isturis will come up to hit with 2 outs. A good job there by Reimold, hitting with 2 strikes and going to the opposite field.
And now the guy who hits very well from this side of the plate, Cesar Isturis, will bat as a right-handed batter against the southpaw Washburn.
Well, the thing I like about Isturis is the job he's done against left-handers and the job he's done in these clutch spots so far this season. Because with runners in scoring position, Isturis is hitting over 300. He's had 14 hits in 46 at-bats in these situations. And right now he's got a runner at second base. Nothing game here, top 2, the 2 outs. Cesar to hit right-handed. Washburn delivers. And Isturis hits a bounder out to second base. Right there's Lopez. He will step on the bag at second. That's it. So they leave 2. We head to the bottom of the second. Nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. Out in the bottom of the first, and he kept him right there. So it's a nothing game. And here's the lefty Russell Branyan to lead off of the Mariners. Hill delivers, and Branyan takes a good breaking ball for a call strike. That's a devastating, nasty breaking ball. It looks like it has about 2.5 feet of break. The big bender. Now the 0-1 delivery. Branyan, big lefty, he takes outside for a ball. Branyan and then Lopez. And then Ballantien for Seattle. Nothing game. Branyan hitting .323, lots of power. 1-1 delivery, swung on, foul back. Branyan with 11 home runs and 23 RBIs. He is 8th in the league in on-base percentage. He is 5th in the league in slugging. And in the month of May, it's 7 home runs. This guy's dangerous. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball stays up and in. Although, Fred, they did move him in the batting order, and at least for a while it didn't work out.
Yeah, they had him up in the cleanup spot. He says he's not comfortable in that cleanup spot. He likes being down number 5 hole.
2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball hit deep, but foul. Way back in that right field corner. Wow.
It's interesting for a player to say he doesn't want to be the number 4 hole hitter, because many guys aspire to do that when you got the power that Russell Branyan has.
He's got that big wide open stance. Here comes the pitch. And a hard-hit ground ball foul outside first. Well, fans, the second inning tonight being brought to you by Slavi Federal Savings Bank. You can refinance your high-interest mortgage with Slavi at rates below 5%. So visit Slavi.com for details. They count 2-2 now to Russell Branyan. Hill again delivers. And this one, another breaking ball low and inside. Talk about Rich Hill. Last start against the Blue Jays, in which he lasted just 3 1/3 innings, gave up 6 runs, 7 hits. He walked 3. There's the 3-2 pitch on the way, and the breaking ball walked him. So the Mariners on a walk have the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the second. It'll bring up Jose Lopez. But in that game against the Blue Jays, Rich Hill left that game during a 6-run 4th inning for the Blue Jays. And in that game, Hill allowed 10 base runners in only 3 1/3 innings. So it was not his best. And of course, the Orioles later in the game tied the game with that 5-run 8th inning, and then won the game on that Reimold home run in the 11th inning. Had that baby all the way. And now Lopez takes a high fastball.
Yeah, the Orioles hitters breathed a collective sigh of relief when Roy Halladay left the ball game after 7, allowing just 3 runs. And then when the bullpen came in, it was Katie bar the door.
1 ball, no strikes to Jose Lopez. Nothing game. Here comes the pitch. Cued foul over toward the on-deck circle. Jose Lopez out there with a batting average of just .230. He does have 5 home runs, and he has knocked in 26 runs. Yesterday had 3 hits in that game against the Angels. Here comes the 1-1 delivery. There's a shot, one hopper. Roberts has it to Cesar, 1 to Huff, 2 double play. 4, 6, 3, easy as can be.
Well, for Jose Lopez, he's now hit into an even dozen twin killings this year. And for the Mariners, the 50th time they've gone into a double play.
Jose, can you see that double play ball?
Wow.
And now here's Vladimir Valentien. One of my favorite names. Look at how he spells his first name.
Yeah, with a W.
Starts with a W. Vladimir. There's a fastball to Valentien. Up and in, ball 1. Well, his batting average at .240. He's a right-hand batter. Here comes the pitch. This one way outside, and the count 2-0. Vladimir Valentien in a 0-0 ball game here, bottom of the second. Infield backed up. Melvin Morris, Cesar Astures, Brian Roberts, and Aubrey Huff. Here comes the 2-0 delivery. Had ideas, but he takes outside, ball 3. And the count 3-0. Well, Rich Hill had 1 win coming against Kansas City. Here's the 3-0 delivery. And he walked him on 4 consecutive pitches. It's the second walk given up by Hill, both in this inning. And now the catcher Johnson comes up to hit with 2 outs. So he's beaten Kansas City. He has yet to lose a game. He's had a couple of no decisions, one against the Nationals and the other one against the Blue Jays in his last start. Now against Seattle, he's made 1 start in his career. That's while he was a member of the Chicago Cubs back in June of 2007, and he started that game at Wrigley Field in Chicago. And he got a no decision in that game. So the first is too late. Left-hander Rich Hill. 0-0 game here in Seattle, bottom of the second. Johnson, a batting average of only .193. Right-hand hitter. Hill delivers, and Johnson swings right through a breaking ball. Maybe a foul tip. Just nicked it foul.
Of course, Kenji Jojima, the guy who the Mariners signed from Japan to come over and be their catcher, had a very good first year in the big leagues, struggled since. He's on the disabled list. In fact, Guillermo Quiros came up to make his Mariners debut yesterday. So Quiros is a backup catcher now, and Johnson's been doing most of the catching.
And now Hill again sets and delivers, and there's a strike on the outside corner. So it is 0-2 now to Rob Johnson. Well, the Seattle ball club mentioned against the Angels yesterday the game in which they had an 8-1 lead, and they blew it. They wound up losing that game. So Seattle in the Western Division, right now they're 6.5 games out. Here's a swing and a miss. Struck came out to retire the side with a cut fastball, looked like, to get the strikeout. And that's it. End of 2, 0-0 in Seattle on the Orioles radio network. They beat the Indians tonight by a score of 5-2 as Jabba Chamberlain wins it to run his record now to 3-1. Let's get right to Fred Manfred.
Well, thanks a lot, Joe. Washburn delivers to Brian Roberts, who swung at the first pitch of the ball game to sky out to center field. This time, he takes a ball down and in, 1-0. Scoreless ball game in the third as the left-hander, Jared Washburn, on the way to Brian. He lines it, caught by the second baseman as Jose Lopez moved to his right by a couple of steps and made a little tippy-toe catch of that line drive. So Brian is 0 for 2. Now here's Adam Jones. Jones saw a dozen pitches and drew a walk his first at bat. So Jones and the Orioles here to open up a 3-game series. Last year, the Orioles went 8-2 against the Seattle Mariners. They were 4-2 here at Safeco. And Washburn's delivery to Adam is taken downstairs, 1-0. Adam Jones hitting .344, 11 home runs, 36 knocked in. Last year went 12 for 34 with 6 runs knocked in against his former ball club. Pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Nick Markakis to follow. Orioles have managed a couple of hits. The Mariners 1. Scoreless to start this thing on a beautiful day in Seattle. The 2-0 delivery to Adam Jones. He fouls it beneath us. 2 balls and 1 strike. Adam out of the box all the way over toward the grass, third base side of home plate. Jared Washburn began his career as a member of the Angels. Now 34 years of age, and the 2-1 pitch was about to be made, then stopped. In his career, 101 wins, 103 losses for Jared Washburn. Here's the southpaw's kick in the delivery, and Jones broken bat for a second time in as many at-bats. But the ground ball towards short. Betancourt up with it, throws to first. As Adam had maybe 6 inches of that bat in his hands, the rest of it went helicoptering to the third base side of the mound out toward shortstop. So Jones is retired, second out. Nick Markakis hit a fly ball to left, his first at bat. So Nick, lefty against lefty. As Joe mentioned, Washburn has been extremely tough on left-handed hitters, hitting just .143 against this southpaw. And the Washburn delivery to Nick. It's down and away, ball 1. Markakis went 7 for 31 on the homestand, but did not have a great month of May, at least batting average-wise. The 1-0 delivery and a breaking ball up and in, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Nick has hit about 200 in his last 54 at-bats.
It has not been the same Nick we saw through the month of April. Markakis waggling the bat, awaiting the 2-0 delivery, and Nick cuts at it and fouls it, slicing it into the stands off to the left side. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Orioles right fielder. SK out of town scoreboard. J.J. Putz, who went over to the New York Mets to be their 8th inning guy. Well, he pitched an 8th inning today, and he was the loser as Pittsburgh scored 5 times in the 8th to rally against the Mets, 8-5. The 2-1 pitch to Markakis over the plate, over the knees, in there for a strike.
So in that game, he was J.J. Putz.
Yeah, at least that's what they're calling him now in New York.
Yeah.
He is 1-4 for the Mets. The 2-2 delivery with 2 down. Washburn with that high leg kick. The delivery bounced toward the middle. Over to his club side left is Betancourt. The field to throw. It's off the glove of the first baseman, Branyan, and backed up by the catcher, Johnson. But Betancourt will be charged with his 9th error of the season. We talked about the infield errors for the Mariners. 9 for Betancourt. Beltre, normally an outstanding third baseman, has committed 7. Jose Lopez 8, and Russell Branyan 5. So now the door is open for Aubrey Huff as the error allows Markakis to reach. 42nd team error for the Seattle Mariners. Lefty against lefty, but a toss over to first base, and back is Markakis. So the Orioles will try to take advantage of a Seattle miscue. Mariners come into this ball game 3 games under 500, 24-27. Orioles 5 games under that mark. The delivery to Aubrey and a breaking ball down and away, 1-0.
Well, the way Betancourt played shortstop this season, he could have played for the Orioles last year.
Yeah. And Betancourt's a pretty good fielding kid out there at shortstop, makes some spectacular plays.
Just a lot of throwing errors.
Yeah, here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Elsewhere in the SK out-of-town scoreboard, Florida defeated the Milwaukee Brewers 7-4. It was Houston over Colorado 4-1. Washburn 2-0 to Huff. Pitch on the way to Aubrey, and Huff wanted to swing, held back, thought it might be out of the strike zone, but then the right arm of home plate umpire Todd Tishner went up anyway, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Jared Washburn has a winning record in his career against the Orioles, 6 wins, 5 losses, and will go over to first base again. Washburn has pitched some pretty good games against the Orioles, but throughout his career, when you look at the numbers as a Seattle Mariner, He has not had a lot of run support when he's pitched for the Seattle Ball Club. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the delivery on the way to Aubrey Huff. Popped up right behind the plate. Johnson discards the mask near the netting behind the plate, and he makes the catch. And that's the final out. So Aubrey is 0 for 2. Markakis, despite the error, well, he is at first base and no more. 15th out of Orioles baseball is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Go to geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. We go to the bottom of inning number 3 here in Seattle. It's the Orioles nothing, Mariners nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. Franklin Gutierrez leading off for Seattle in this scoreless ball game. Bottom of the 3rd, takes a pitch high. 2 walks last inning, but no problem for Rich Hill as he got out of the inning. Another high fastball, 2-0 to Gutierrez, the 9th place hitter, center fielder, hitting .258, 3 home runs, 19 knocked in. He's 0 for his last 11. Pitch on the way to the right-handed batter, and Gutierrez takes this one low and in. 3-0. Last inning, Branyan walked to start the inning. Lopez hit into a double play. Valentien hit a walk and then a strikeout of Johnson, got out of the inning. Here's a 4-pitch walk. 3rd free pass given up by Rich Hill tonight. 4 pitches. Gutierrez is on at first, and now here's Ichiro. Ichiro doubled, went to 3rd on an error, but was stranded in the 1st inning. That double, his 9th of the season, extended his hit streak to 25 consecutive games. Ichiro 44 for 107 over that streak. 25-game hit streak. 2nd time he's done it in his career, and it ties the Mariners' record for long hit streaks. Ball 1 to Ichiro, jumps back out of the way. Ichiro, a .371 career average coming into this ball game against the Orioles. Already 1 for 1 tonight. 7 home runs and 30 knocked in. Left-handed batter, and the pitch to Ichiro, breaking ball way upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. So far, not one pitch in the strike zone this inning. Hey, coming up, a special day at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Saturday, June 13th, the first 10,000 fans 15 and over will receive an Orioles crab mallet set presented by Old Bay. Now, with this exclusive set, you can combine 2 of Birdland's favorite summer traditions. Steamed crabs, how delicious, and Orioles baseball. Tickets start as low as $9. To get yours, call the Orioles at 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. First strike of the inning is thrown to Ichiro. 2 balls, 1 strike to the left-handed batting right fielder. Runner at first base, Gutierrez walked to start the inning. Ichiro slaps it down the left side, foul. Ichiro almost falls away from the plate and then slaps at the ball. Will often use the right field foul line and the left field foul line, and center field sprays the ball all over the place. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ichiro Suzuki. And the 2-2 delivery, and Ichiro chops it to the right side. Brian Roberts will field. Go to second for the lead runner. And Ichiro, of course, blazing down that line. No possibility to get him at first base. So he is out on the 4-6 fielder's choice. And now Betancourt looked step in. Unieski popped out to Torres, the Orioles shortstop, his first at bat. Betancourt, a couple of home runs, 16 knocked in, right-handed batter. And the left-hander Hill, the Betancourt line drive into left field, a base hit. Ichiro will stop at second base. So the Mariners have runners at first and second, 1 down for Beltre. Mariners have equaled the Orioles in the hit column now, each team with a couple. And now Adrian Beltre will step in. Beltre has had a struggling season. hitting .232, 3 home runs, and 21 knocked in for Beltre. Last year, Beltre hit 25 home runs for Seattle. Remember that great year he had in 2004 when he hit 48, drove in 121, his walk year with the Dodgers. So Ichiro at second base, Betancourt at first. Hill's delivery to Beltre, a slow breaking ball high, 1-0. Beltre with a modest 3-game hit streak alive. Went 9 for 26 on the just concluded road trip for the Mariners. Drove in a couple of runs over that trip. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Beltre. Pops him up. Foul ground first base side. Running near the Seattle dugout is Aubrey Huff. Reaches in, reaches over the railing and makes the grab for out number 2. Nice play by Aubrey. He got to the warning track, got to that railing just in front of the dugout, extended the glove into the dugout and made the grab. So terrific job by Huff to get the second out. And now here's Sweeney. Still runners at first and second for the Mariners. Gutierrez started the inning with a walk. Then Ichiro rounded to second to get the force out at second base. Betancourt singled to left. Now the foul pop out by Beltre. Here's Sweeney. And the veteran takes it down and in. 1-0 to the right-handed batting DH. Sweeney, couple of home runs, 10 knocked in. Of course, a 5-time All-Star with Kansas City. And the delivery to Sweeney. It's a high drive foul off to the left side. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Orioles Radio Network.
WJZFM, WJZFM HD1, Catonsville, Baltimore. The Ed Norris Show, weekday mornings 5:30 till 10.
1 ball, 1 strike to Mike Sweeney. Welcome to late night baseball on the radio from Seattle. Scoreless ball game. Mariners runners at first and second, 2 down. And the 1-1 pitch on the way to Sweeney, and he was tempted to go after that off-speed delivery down and away, but holds back, and it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Rich Hill has now thrown 46 pitches in the ball game. Top of the 3rd inning. Sweeney waving that bat down around the knees, awaiting the 2-1 offering from the Oriole left-hander, and Sweeney takes it inside. 3-1. Well, Rich Hill has had some problems in the strike zone tonight. He has walked 3 hitters, and you have to pay a price for those free passes. Falling behind 3-1 to Mike Sweeney. Left-handed bat of Branyan on deck. 2 out, 2 on. Hill's delivery will not come as he spins and looks back towards second base, and Ichiro walks back to the bag. Chicago has just beaten Oakland 6-2. And the Orioles' next stop on this road trip, Oakland. The 3-1 pitch, Sweeney swings and fouls it at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So actually just 3 games in the American League tonight. Joe mentioned the Yankees beating Cleveland behind Jamba Chamberlain 5-2. White Sox at home against Oakland winning 6-2. And the Orioles game where we are scoreless, and Sweeney with a 3 ball, 2 strike count. He popped out to Aubrey Huff his first at bat. Runners will be off with the delivery with 2 down. And delivery to Sweeney, bounced it foul, third base side. Out in front of Bruce Hines, the third base coach, and wide of Melvin Mora. So Ichiro retreats to second base. Gutierrez, or I should say Betancourt, goes back to first. And they will be off as Rich Hill, with 2 down, delivers the 3 ball, 2 strike pitch to Mike Sweeney. Hill's delivery on the way to the right-handed batter, and Sweeney goes around too far on that slow breaking ball. He strikes him out. 2 left by Seattle here in the 3rd as Rich Hill gets the strikeout of Sweeney for out number 3 on that tantalizing pitch out of the strike zone, down and away. That's it for the Mariners. We go to the top of the 4th inning here in Seattle. Orioles nothing, Mariners nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. And the delivery to Melvin. Fastball misses outside. 2-0 to Mora. Mora lifted a fly ball to Ichiro to start the second inning. We're now in the top of the fourth. No runs, 2 hits for the Orioles. An error committed by the Birds tonight. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Mariners. Pitch to the right-handed bat of Mora. A strike on the inside corner. 2-1. Melvin, in his career, 31 at-bats now against Jared Washburn. He has homered. A total of 8 hits against this veteran southpaw. The 2-1 pitch to Mora is down and away. 3-1 out of the Oriole third baseman. Melvin in his career, 10 home runs and 35 knocked in against Seattle pitching. Mariners sitting in third place in the American League West. The 3-1 pitch to Mora. Hard hit ground ball third. Comes up midsection to Beltre, who fields and then throws across the diamond to get Melvin Mora out number 1. Now the Mariners against the American League East are 4-2. They played all of their games against Eastern competition here at Safeco. They went 2-1 against Boston and 2-1 against Tampa Bay. Meanwhile, the Orioles in the West, other than Texas, is the first team the Orioles have faced from the West. They went 3-6 against the Rangers. Now here is Luke Scott, who doubled or singled his first at bat. He hit it to where you might think it would be a double. However, he hit it so hard he could only get a base hit out of it, with Ichiro tracking it down. Ball 1 to the left-handed batter and American League Player of the Week. Here's a breaking ball in on the inside corner for a strike. 1-1.
And that Melvin Mora ground ball. Sometimes you can hit a ball so hard that if you're defending it, you can't possibly make an error on it. The way Melvin hit that ball.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way to Luke. A slow breaking ball, and Luke took the big home run type cut, but missed it. 1-2.
I mean, the ball found Beltre. It looked like the ball stuck right in his stomach.
Yeah.
It was hit so hard.
Scott out of the box briefly. Luke with 11 home runs and 29 knocked in. Here's the delivery on the way from Washburn. 1-2 to Scott. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. 94-mile-an-hour fastball to get Luke Scott. Second strikeout tonight for Washburn. The man who struck out first, Matt Wieters, will step in. Hey, taking your family to the ballpark, take it easy. An MTA local bus, light rail, or metro subway will save on gas and parking while you save yourself from traffic. Ride MTA and go home a winner every game. Matt Wieters, the switch hitter, batting from the right side, chops one third base side foul between the coach's box and the bag. Wieters now at the big league level, 2 hits and a dozen at bats. Looking for his first right-handed hit. 0 for 5 from the third base side batter's box. Washburn over the head. Here's the southpaw's delivery to the right-handed batting catcher. Bounce toward third. Beltre backs up to play the big hop. Throws across the diamond, and the Orioles go 1, 2, 3 here in the fourth. We go to the bottom of inning number 4 in Seattle. Opening game of the 3-game series. Orioles nothing, Mariners nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. He has walked 3, struck out 3, given up a couple of hits, but so far no runs for the Seattle Mariners. Russell Branyan walked his first at bat. Branyan having a terrific year here for the Mariners. 11 home runs, 23 knocked in for the left-handed batter. Branyan playing first base. Branyan now 33 years of age. Lefty against lefty, and the pitch to Branyan chopped. First base side of the mound, backhanded as he runs toward first base and continues on to the bag to get the out. Rich Hill. So it was just chopped slowly off that first base side of the pitcher's mound, and Rich Hill, as he ran over, backhanded the ball, said, I might as well just carry it over there to get the out. So 1 pitch, and Russell Branyan is retired. And now Jose Lopez will step in. Lopez hit into a double play that erased Branyan back in the second inning. Jose Lopez, 5 home runs and 26 RBI. Fastball inside. Coming into this ball game, just 197 runs scored by the Seattle Ball Club, fewest in the American League. And the pitch showing bunt and then pulling back and taking ball 2 outside is Jose Lopez. 11th with a .258 team average. That's the Mariners. Orioles hitting .270 on the year. They've scored 250 runs to the 197 for Seattle. Pop first base side and out of play behind the Mariners dugout by about 12 or 15 rows, somewhere in that neighborhood, and the count 2-1 to Jose Lopez. Pitching wise, the starters have done an outstanding job for the Seattle Mariners. Their team ERA just a touch above 4. It's second best in the American League. Here's a swing and a foul back off to the right side again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rich Hill working for the Orioles tonight, making his 4th start. A win, no losses. ERA coming in at above 6. The 2-2 pitch on the way, and a swing and a foul back. As that slow breaking ball was up, and Lopez did not get good wood on the ball as he hit it down into the ground. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Valentien is on deck for the Mariners. And the pitch, breaking ball again, waiting but hitting it weakly towards short is Lopez. Up with it is Torres, and he throws to first. And 2 gone. Well, Hill looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game, and now Valentien will step in. He drew a walk, his first look at Rich. Bottom of the 4th inning, scoreless. First of 3 here in Seattle. The Orioles will have an off day Thursday in San Francisco, and then they open up a 3-game series Friday night against Oakland. The Hill delivery to the right-handed batter, and it catches the outside corner. 0-1. Came in at 73 and dropped right there on the outer portion of the plate. Valentien, a .240 hitter coming into the ball game, looks at it outside, a ball and a strike. Right-handed batter, slightly open stance. Matt Wieters gives the sign to Rich, and the 1-1 pitch from Hill. Here it is, a little bit high, I guess. 2 balls and 1 strike to the left fielder.
Boy, 3 consecutive breaking balls all over the outer portion.
Here's the 2-1 delivery, and a swing and a miss. That time, Hill came in.
Finally got a fastball.
Yeah, 90.
Kind of choked you up, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You okay, big boy?
Yep, 2-2 pitch.
Right.
And a little pop foul out of play off to the right side.
You know, I had no idea that you could not handle a fastball like that.
I after watching all those breaking balls,
yeah,
you know, that fastball kind of stunned me.
Went down the wrong pipe.
It did, yeah. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And Valentien gets one right down the pipe and swings and misses. And that's the 4th strikeout tonight for Rich Hill. The first 1-2-3 inning for the left-hander against the Seattle Mariners. We move on to inning number 5. It's the Orioles nothing, Mariners nothing on the Orioles Radio Network.
Toyota is still as strong as the cars they build, and the stability and strength of Toyota Financial Services means more.
Base hit. Reinbold gets aboard. He's 2 for 2 tonight. He's had a couple of singles. We're back at the second with 2 strikes. He got a base hit to the opposite field. That time early in the at-bat, he pulled a base hit to left. So now here's Torres up there with nobody out. Nothing game here. Just getting started in the top of the 5th inning. First time tonight that the Orioles have had the leadoff man on base against left-hander Jared Washburn. Here comes the pitch. Cesar hits a ground ball to Lopez at second. He'll go to Betancourt 1, and the relay will get the double play. My goodness. So Cesar Torres, first pitch hitting. It's a ground ball to the second baseman. And the result is a 4-6-3 double play. And now the top of the order comes up in Brian Roberts. Well, we told you about Jared Washburn, been very tough to hit. He's been very consistent this season. I mentioned he's made 9 starts, and in 6 of them he's allowed no more than 2 runs. And here tonight he's pitching outstandingly again, giving up no runs and just 3 hits in 4 2/3 innings. Left-handed delivers now to Brian Roberts, and he takes a called strike.
Yeah, the amazing thing is, as well as he's pitched, he's looking for his first victory since April 21st.
Yeah, he began the season 3-0 with a 171 and has not won a game in his last 6 starts. That's amazing. There's a called strike 2 to Brian Roberts. So they count 0-2. Fred mentioned the lack of run support. Beginning with the 2005 season for Washburn. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one way outside. Since the beginning of that 2005 season, Jared Washburn has had the worst run support of any starter in the American League. So that'll give you an idea. That's why he's never won more than 11 games in a single season. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Roberts gets a piece of it, fouled it back. He's also been on the disabled list 6 or 7 times in his major league career. So it's a combination of things. But he has outstanding stuff. Brian Roberts, 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mentioned Washburn was drafted by the Angels back in 1995. And then 3 years later, he came up to make his major league debut. And what a debut that was. In a game that he started, his very first start, Roberts swings and he chops it foul off that third base side. And that was a game against Kansas City. And a game in which there were like 5 hit batsmen in that game. And there were a couple of, bench emptying brawls in that game. And in that major league debut for Washburn, there were 12 ejections. Which got to be some kind of a record. What a way to get started. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And a breaking ball low and inside. On the count 2-2. So that's a debut that one could never forget. Roberts with a count of 2-2.
Russell Branyan leaving first base with his first baseman's glove going into that first base side dugout.
Was it something I said?
I think so.
Oh.
I think you were talking about those ejections. He said, well, I'm leaving too.
Well, Branyan is in the dugout, and he's going to have his glove worked on. It's a glove at first sight.
I think they're going to go up into the clubhouse and get another piece of leather for Branyan.
Yeah. Maybe some new stitching or something.
Yeah.
He's got the brand new glove. I assume it's a brand new glove, because the other one is, I think it's been put on the 15-day disabled list.
Like Washburn a few times.
6 times in his career, yeah. So Branyan is back, and Washburn is ready. And here comes the 2-2 to Brian Roberts. Is a swing and a miss, and he struck him out. Roberts slams the bat down, tosses the batting helmet, and got him on a breaking ball. And despite the leadoff single, Washburn had to face only 3 hitters. So we head to the bottom of the 5th, 0-0 on the Orioles Radio Network.
The Baltimore Orioles on 105.7 The Fan.
All right, the Seattle Mariners at the bottom of the order. Is Rob Johnson leads off as Hill delivers, and the Seattle catcher takes outside ball 1. Johnson and then Franklin Gutierrez, and at the top of the order, Ichiro Suzuki. Here's the 1-0 delivery. This one is right there at the knees. That's a call strike. Left-hander Rich Hill in this game has given up just 2 hits. He has walked 3 in this game. He's also had a double play ball. He's had 4 strikeouts in the game. There's a swing and a foul back on the screen. But it's 1-2 now to Rob Johnson. And again, Hill has had a real good breaking ball again, a sneaky fastball. He's had those 4 strikeouts. Nothing ball game. As the left-hander again delivers 1-2. Johnson hits a shot to short. Backhand to Cesar from the edge of the outfield grass. The long throw gets the out. And that's out number 1. I'll tell you what, Cesar Torres, the last month and a half or so, has been one of the better shortstops in the American League. There's no doubt about it.
I know the first couple of weeks of the season, fans were saying, hey, so what's special about this guy? He wasn't making the plays that he ordinarily makes, throwing off the wrong foot sometimes. Boy, he has been really steady and smooth recently.
And not just defensively, too. I mean, defensively he's been outstanding, but offensively he's hit about 290 the last month and a half or so. And he's been clutch, so he's done an outstanding job. Here's the pitch to Gutierrez. And there's a major league pop-up here into shallow left. Reimold is there. He's waiting, lights up a cigarette, has a cup of coffee, reads the encyclopedia, and makes the catch. I mean, that ball went straight up in the air. So Gutierrez is gone, out number 2. And now here's Ichiro coming up to hit. And right now in Seattle, we're not exactly sleepless in Seattle, but we are scoreless in Seattle. As we speak, 0-0. And here's Ichiro. Ichiro's 1 for 2 in this game, a double his first time up to extend his inning streak to 25 successive games. And a breaking ball bounces in. 1 ball and no strikes. In the 25 games, he's hit over 400. He's amazing. 44 hits and 108 at-bats. Yesterday against the Angels, he had 4 hits. And now the breaking ball, a strike on the outside corner. He's coming off a road trip in which he went 15 for 26. That's a .577 batting average on Seattle's last road trip. And there's a call, strike 2. And again at the knees on the outside.
No, typically hot May for Ichiro in his career, a .365 average for the month.
He's amazing. There's a half swing foul ball outside third base. So it is 1-2 now to Ichiro Suzuki. Got a note on Ichiro about hitting streaks. Boy, you begin to wonder about this guy. Right now, 25 consecutive games. Here's the pitch. Ichiro fouls it away. In his career, he's had 16 hitting streaks of at least 15 games. 16 of them. He's had 7 streaks of at least 20 consecutive games. Amazing. Here's the 1-2 liner. One hopper. Cesar cradles it. The long throw gets the outside retired. He'll get some 1, 2, 3. He's retired 8 in a row. And at the end of 5, we are scoreless in Seattle on the Orioles radio network. Oriole fans, when it comes to tickets, you deserve a Major League service. Go to StubHub, the official fan-to-fan marketplace of the Baltimore Orioles. When it comes to tickets, if you don't buckle up, you deserve one. Let's get right to Fred Manfred.
Thanks a lot, Joe. And the first livery to Adam Jones here in the top of the 6th is taken for a ball low. Jones has walked and grounded out. First at bat, a 12-pitch at bat to draw that free pass. Pitch of the right-handed batter fouled up and over the netting behind home plate, a ball and a strike. Visit Orioles.com now for your chance to win the Adam Jones Bobblehead Night VIP Experience Sweepstakes. 1-1 pitch on the way to Adam Jones. A broken bat for a third at bat. Jones breaks his bat. He fouls it down the third base side. This time the barrel end of the bat split directly in 2, with most of the bat in the hands of Adam. The other half of the barrel that didn't stay intact flying out at the feet of third baseman Adrian Beltre. One lucky winner, will receive 4 VIP seats and VIP parking for the Wednesday, June 17th Orioles-Mets game. Plus, you could win 4 passes to watch batting practice right from the Oriole Park field. Now, don't miss your chance to experience Oriole Park in a whole new way. Enter today at Orioles.com. The 1-2 pitch to Jones. He hits a drive to left field, breaking back and watching it go over his head is Valentien, and going towards second base, and in there safely, doing a great job sliding to avoid the tag toward the home plate area with the body while reaching back with his hand to touch the bag and avoid the Jose Lopez tag. Jones smoked the ball over the head of the left fielder. Thought for a while the left fielder had a chance to catch the ball. He didn't make the catch. And then Jones almost thrown out at second base, but a terrific headlong dive to the bag saved the double for Adam Jones. And so Jones with his 14th two-bagger. Second consecutive inning, the Orioles get the leadoff man on. And now here's Markakis with a chance to pick up an RBI, and Nick slashes a foul out of play left side. Markakis with 40 runs knocked in, had 2 RBI on the homestand. Coming into this game, he was 6 for 14 against Jared Washburn. Tonight he has flied out to left and then reached on an error. Lefty against lefty, and the pitch to Nick, down and away. Mentioned the fact that the league overall coming into the game hitting .243 against Washburn, but just .141 with runners in scoring position. And right now, Nick has Jones at second base. Adam with his hands on his knees. The 1-1 pitch, lined into center field, base hit, and backhanded by Gutierrez. Stopping at third base is Adam Jones as Gutierrez's throw comes in on one bounce to the catcher Johnson. So back-to-back hits, the double by Jones, and now the single by Markakis, and the Orioles have something cooking. Runners at first and third. Nobody out, and here's Aubrey. Huff has flied out to center and then popped out to the catcher in foul ground. So the Orioles with a chance to score the first run of the ball game with Aubrey Huff. 38 runs knocked in coming to the plate. Huff this season has done a terrific job with runners in scoring position, hitting .340. Chance to drive in a run any number of ways here, even with an out. The pitch on the way to Aubrey. Fly ball well hit to center field. Breaking back is Gutierrez to the warning track. Turns, make the grab. Tagging from third, coming in to score the first run of the ball game on a 1-0 lead for the Orioles is Jones. Tagging from first to second and headlong to the bag at second base on that one bounce throw from Gutierrez to the shortstop Betancourt. Just getting in, Markakis. It was close at second base, but Markakis just getting in before the tag, and it's a 1-0 Orioles lead. RBI number 39 for Aubrey Huff.
Well, a great job there by Markakis. I mean, taking that base on the ball hit the center, going first to second. So good base running. Good job there by T-Bone in the coaching box at first base just to make sure. Aubrey Huff tonight has hit 2 home runs. They just have not left the ballpark.
And pitched down and away to Melvin Mora. Yeah, his first at bat drove Gutierrez to the warning track, and this time straight away center field to the warning track.
I mean, Camden Yards, that's 2 home runs.
Mm-hmm. So the Orioles with a 1-0 lead here in the 6th. Melvin awaiting the 1-0 pitch with Markakis at second and 1 out, and Melvin takes it down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Mora, fly ball to right and the ground out to third. Orioles have a run on 5 hits tonight against Jared Washburn. No runs, just 2 hits allowed by Rich Hill. We're in the top of inning number 6. Markakis at second base. The Washburn delivery to Melvin. It's right down the middle, fastball for a strike. 2-1. Melvin will step back in the batter's box after a brief step out. Washburn reading the sign from his catcher Johnson. And now Washburn steps off the rubber. Melvin out of the box briefly, now back in. So Markakis walking his lead at second base. Washburn, the left-hander, sets. Delivers to Melvin Mora, and Mora takes it high and away, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to Melvin. Luke Scott on deck for the Birds. Washburn rubs up the baseball before putting it into the mitt. Working from the third base side of the slab, looking down at the pitching rubber, now looks in for the sign. Melvin Mora takes a practice cut down around the knees and awaits the pitch. 3-1. One out. Markakis at second. 1-0 Orioles, and Melvin slashes it to the right side, racing toward the foul line, and now in a little bit is Ichiro. And Markakis will not tag to go to third as Ichiro's throw comes through, misses Betancourt, the man who was going to cut it off, on the grass on the third base side of the infield, and goes on one bounce to Adrian Beltre, the third baseman.
Boy, Ichiro still got that great arm, doesn't he?
Oh, wow.
I mean, he gets a lot of zip on that thing. I think he literally threw the ball right through the cutoff man.
Yeah, because
it went right through the body.
Beltre looked like he was going to get it, and then he didn't.
It went right through him, I'm telling you.
Here's Luke Scott. So Luke comes up with Nick at second base. 2 gone now. A run in for the Orioles. A 1-0 lead for the Birds here in the 6th. Scott has drilled a single to right field and then struck out. The Washburn delivery, lefty to lefty, down and away, 1-0. Fastball at 90 from Jared Washburn. In case you're just joining us, on the SK out-of-town scoreboard, Yankees beat Cleveland behind Jabba Chamberlain tonight 5-2. It was Chicago, the White Sox 6, the Oakland A's 2, and this is the only other American League game. Markakis at second, the 1-0 pitch to Luke, and a breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1. Scott, a practice cut. Of course, Luke had the terrific homestand coming off the disabled list. 8 hits, 18 at-bats, 6 of them home runs, no less than 14 RBI. American League Player of the Week for the week. The 1-1 pitch. Scott hits a high fly ball to right field. Retreating is Ichiro to the warning track. Nearing the wall, makes the grab for the final out. But the Orioles on the leadoff double by Jones, a Markakis single, and then a Huff sacrifice come up with the first run of the ball game. We head to the bottom of inning number 6 here in Seattle. Orioles 1, Mariners nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. Right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. The 3-1 delivery from Hill pops him up. Third base side. Fair territory. Now crossing over into foul ground is Melvin Mora, midway between the plate and the bag at third to make the catch. So Betancourt is the first out. 9 consecutive Mariners set down now by Rich Hill. And here's Beltre. A strikeout and a pop out in foul ground to Aubrey Huff. Beltre, a guy with power. We mentioned those great numbers in his final year with the Dodgers. Rich Hill walks off the mound and then about 5 yards towards second base before climbing back to the top of the hill. Beltre, with just 3 this year in that home run department, takes it down and in. Kelly & Associates Insurance Group saves lives in our community by donating $2,000 to the R. Adams Crowley Shock Trauma Center every time an Oriole pitcher picks up a save this season. Here's ball 2, down and in. Thank you, Kelly & Associates Insurance Group, for helping to save more lives in our community. 2-0 to Beltre, and a slow breaking ball has the plate. And that's the pitch that Rich goes to, and it kind of freezes the hitter. 2 balls, 1 strike to the third baseman. Beltre pops it up. First base side, foul ground, and out of play. Fastball at 88. It was elevated, but Beltre did not get a square cut at it. 2-2 to Adrian. Beltre with a modest 3-game hit trend. had 9 hits and 26 at-bats on the road trip for the Mariners. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and coming back our way and just below us. I was ready to duck on that one. That one was coming right, it looked like right to my face. And I had to move to my right, and then it dipped beneath us.
I got it.
Yeah, I know you do.
I got it.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and Beltre got it. He got a fastball down the middle for a strike 3. Beltre watched it at 89. 5 strikeouts for Rich Hill. Of course, Hill, his strikeout high is an Orioles 6. Done it a couple times. His first 2 starts, the win against Kansas City and that no decision against Washington, 6 strikeouts. Tonight he has struck out 5 Mariners. This time he gets Beltre looking. Mike Sweeney, a strikeout victim, his last at bat. Takes a breaking ball upstairs, 1-0. I was listening to Matt Wieters and Rich Hill talk before the ball game about how they're going to approach this Seattle ball club. And Sweeney takes the breaking ball in there for a strike, and the young catcher goes to Rich. He says, hey, we'll do exactly what we did at Norfolk when we worked together. Very comfortable when we were down there. We'll do the same thing. You throw that breaking ball, I'll call for it, and we'll get him. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and Sweeney takes it inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, sometimes you have a tendency to change just because you have a certain team you're pitching against. But, hey, if you're Rich Hill, you got to go with what you do best. Wieters knows that, and that's what they've done so far today.
Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss, off-speed pitch, and Rich Hill almost stumbled as he came through with the follow-through. But stumbling with a swing at the 69-mile-an-hour pitch was Sweeney to even the count at 2-2.
That was almost like a change-up curve.
Yeah.
He took something off the breaking ball from 73 to about 69. Almost fell down doing it.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way to Sweeney, and he taps it foul. Well, that's one thing that the Orioles felt that Matt Wieters had going for him at this time. He had just about everybody in the rotation, and he's been behind the plate for at one time or another, whether it be in spring training or working with them at Norfolk at the AAA level.
Well, the only curveball I can compare to Hill is Barry Zito.
Oh, yeah.
His curveball when he was winning the Cy Young Award.
Oh, that big rainbow that he would throw.
I mean, that thing breaks about 3 feet.
Yeah.
He's got command of it. Amazing.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way to fly ball, left center field. Pretty well hit, but playable for Adam Jones, who kind of cruises to his right to make the grab. So 11 consecutive Mariners retired now by Rich Hill. We played 6 in Seattle. The Orioles won. The Mariners nothing on the Orioles Radio Network.
What was that again?
Chris Jacobowskis.
Easy for you to say, big boy.
I stumbled on it the first time.
Jacobowskis. All right.
Here's the 3-1 delivery to Matt. And he fouls it off to our right side. 3-2, full count. So from 3-0 now we go 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wieters out of the box, stretching just a bit before stepping back in. Tall 6'5" right-handed batter taps the barrel end of the bat on the plate. The delivery from Washburn on the way, and Wieters pops it foul behind the plate. Full count continuing, 3-2. And the Orioles tomorrow night will face Eric Bedard for Seattle. Orioles will have David Hernandez, who pitched well in his debut on the hill. And the 3-2 pitch. Wieters drills it deep to center field. Racing back is Gutierrez. He will reach up, make the catch midway on the warning track, and then slams softly into the padded wall in center field. Well, making a bid for extra bases, but Wieters, as we talked about, lots of room for the outfielders to roam here in Seattle. And Gutierrez went all the way to the warning track, made the catch, and then had his momentum stopped by that padded wall.
So that's amazing. It's amazing, Fred. I mean, Aubrey Huff's hit 2 that would have been home runs. Wieters just hit 1.
And the delivery on the way now to Reimold, who's 2 for 2. Slow breaking ball is in there for a strike. Nolan has singled to right field and then to left field. And the pitch on the way to the Oriole left fielder. Reimold takes it high.
I mean, it's not just the dimensions in this ballpark. There's a lot of room out there. But on top of that, the ball does not carry very well.
Yeah, because usually you have those cool, damp evenings here in Seattle.
I mean, Wieters hit the heck out of that thing.
Here's the 1-1 pitch now on the way to Reimold. And Reimold waits on the breaking ball but pops it into right center field. Coming over is Izturis. He is there, and he makes the I should say Ichiro and Izturis. What do I have him in right field for? And Ichiro makes the catch for out number 2.
Hey, Ichiro, he can be anyone he wants to be.
That's right. It's almost midnight in my mind right now.
Good night, my love.
Oh, thank you, Joe. Serenade me.
Pleasant dreams and sleep tight, my love.
Speaking of Izturis,
it's almost midnight, you know.
Yeah. And the first delivery to the Orioles shortstop is inside. He is grounded, unassisted, to the second baseman, and he's also into a double play.
You sure this isn't Ichiro?
Yeah. No, he's out in right field.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
2 balls, no strikes to Cesar. Izturis getting in that familiar number 9 spot in the order. Of course, had that opportunity when Adam Jones was down to hit in the number 2 hole in that first game. He did. Boy, he was outstanding. The 2-0 pitch to the Orioles switch hitting shortstop up the middle and a base hit. So Izturis with a 2-out single. Now we go to the top of the order and Brian Roberts. Brian 0 for 3. Fly ball to center, line out to the second baseman, and a strikeout. He was the last strikeout picked up by Washburn as he was the final out in the 5th inning.
That's a big hit for Izturis. I mean, with 2 outs it comes, he gets on base, and what that does is it turns the lineup over, and it forces Washburn, the starting pitcher, to pitch against the top of the batting order from a stretch position.
And now Washburn has reached 100 pitches in the ball game. We'll be seeing that bullpen that has been struggling for Seattle in this game. The pitch to Bryan, he swings and misses. Washburn came in with an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, but it was down, and Brian Roberts cut over top.
Yeah, and he was late.
We've seen Washburn go anywhere from 87 to the low 90s with that fastball.
That's what they call sneaky quick.
The 0-1 delivery to Roberts, fly ball right field, and it is Ichiro out there to make the catch for out number 3. So the Orioles will leave a runner here in the top of the 7th. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Budget Bath. Trust the pros at Budget Bath for your best seat in the house. BudgetBathUSA.com or call 410-663-4183. We go to the bottom of the 7th in Seattle. Orioles 1, Mariners nothing on the Orioles Radio Network.
Bank of America knows that when it comes to the Orioles, there's like, and then there's love. Like?
I got an Orioles bobblehead.
Love.
It's an Orioles mint vintage 1961 white base bobblehead in the box.
Like?
Do you really want to go to the game? It's kind of cloudy out.
Love.
Are you sure this appendectomy can't wait another couple of innings, Doc, huh?
Like?
It's a temporary Orioles tattoo.
Love.
We're going to name her Camden.
This is Baltimore, where baseball's not just for fun, it's for life. And you don't just like the Orioles, you love them. That's why you need Orioles Banking, where you can show your love for the Orioles by putting their logo on your checks, check card, and credit card. Plus, you can earn valuable rewards and exclusive experiences, like getting to step on the field before a game. Want to show the world you love the Orioles? You can with Orioles Banking, only from Bank of America. To learn more, visit a banking center or bankofamerica.com/Orioles.
Bank of America and a member of FDIC. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Copyright 2009 Bank of America Corporation. All rights reserved.
Real fresh, real fresh, real fast, real fast.
Royal Farms.
How fast can you say real fresh, real fast?
Real fresh, real fast.
That's how fast your taste buds will go wild over Royal Farms' delicious, tasty fried chicken. Fresh, never frozen Royal Farms chicken is trans fat free. How fast can you say real fresh, real fast?
Real fresh, real fresh, real fast.
That's how fast you'll scarf down a Royal Farms custom-built sub. Choose from a delicious variety, all served on a fresh roll baked right in the store.
Royal Farms.
If you can't make it to the yard to see the Orioles play, you're just a radio away. Turn on the magic. The Orioles Radio Network. It's just like being there. back to the Baltimore Orioles on 105.7 The Fan.
Well, Russell Branyan, the guy that provides a lot of power punch for this Seattle ball club, trying to bunt his way on as we start the bottom of the 7th, and he fouls it off. Branyan with 11 home runs, squared and bunted, but it was high in the air and foul over the Oriole dugout. Left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher, and the delivery to Branyan is down and away, 1-1. Well, Rich Hill has done an outstanding job again tonight. He has allowed just 2 hits, no runs, bottom of the 7th. And Branyan swings away and lifts a high foul off to the left. So Branyan in the hole, a ball and 2 strikes. And he's retired the last 11 Mariners he's faced. Branyan tonight has walked and grounded out unassisted. You see Jim Johnson beginning to throw in the Oriole bullpen. Branyan takes it awfully close on the inner portion of the plate, but not called a strike by Todd Kishner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Branyan. Branyan has hit left-handed pitching pretty well this year, over 300. And the pitch to Branyan, way outside this time, 3-2. A couple of his home runs have come against southpaw pitching. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Branyan, Lopez, and Valentin for the Mariners here in the inning. 3-2 pitch to Branyan. Swing and a miss. Gets him on that slow breaking ball. 6 strikeouts for Rich Hill. A dozen in a row retired by the Orioles southpaw, and Branyan with a weak wave at that breaking ball for the first out of the inning.
Of course, there's a reason that you got the big breaking ball on 3-2. If you're a hitter, no matter how good a breaking ball a guy has, with a count 3-2, always you're thinking fastball. And boy, he threw him just a real sweeping curveball.
Jose Lopez is 0 for 2, a double play ball and a ground out. And he takes ball 1 inside. Well, that's the weapon that Rich Hill has, is that tremendous breaking ball. The 1-0 delivery. And here's one right down the middle. Came in at 76, and just watching that one is Lopez to even the count of the ball and a strike.
I mean, if you're a right-hand hitter, you get that breaking ball. When you first look at it, it looks like it's 2 feet outside.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. Swing and a pulled foul to the camera well just wide of the Oriole third base side dugout.
And then all of a sudden it begins to break, and here it comes. And if you're a hitter, you've already said, I'm not going to swing at that pitch. And now all of a sudden it's coming right at you. It's too late to swing.
And we'll see what he does here, 1-2 of the pitch. And a swing and a foul back. Came in with a fastball at 89 in on the hands. And a foul back to the netting to Lopez, 1-2.
And Freddie almost snuck it past him. That's the breaking ball. It makes that fastball look like 95.
1 ball, 2 strikes now. And Lopez gets it, and he pops it up. Catcher Matt Wieters discards the mask, waits behind the plate, and makes the grab in foul ground for the second out. It's been 13 in a row retired now by Rich Hill.
You know, it's amazing, Fred, when Wieters sets up to catch a foul ball like that, a pop-up right behind the plate, when he sets up looking up, it's like he doesn't have to wait as long for the ball to come down.
He's several inches taller than most catchers.
Makes it much easier for him.
Here's Valentin, and a breaking ball low. He has walked and struck out. Rich Hill tonight with 6 strikeouts. That matches his Orioles high. And the Hill delivery on the way to the right-handed batter. Swing and a miss. He's way out in front. 71-mile-an-hour delivery. He's swinging like it's a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch. Another swing and a miss. This was the fastball. It was elevated a little bit outside. And a late swing, 1-2. Hill rocks. Delivers 1-2. Right down the middle. He watches it. Strike 3 called. A fastball at 87. An Orioles high 7 strikeouts for Rich Hill. 14 in a row set down by the Oriole left-hander. And he heads to the Orioles dugout after 7 innings of work with a 1-0 lead on the Orioles radio network. presence on the hill, leaving the ball game in this 1-0 Orioles lead. As we go to the 8th inning, Chris Jacobaskas, the right-hander, comes on to go to work for the Seattle Mariners. And as we go to the 8th, once again, here's Joe Angel.
What's that last name again?
Jacobaskas.
Be careful, Fred. In some states, that's a cuss word.
Oh, okay.
So be real careful.
I'll just call him Jocko.
Oh, no, that's worse.
Sorry.
And now here's Mr. Jones. Of course, Adam with a double back in the 6th inning and scored what has been so far the game's only run. Jones and then Markakis and then Aubrey Huff, and Jacobaskas delivers a good fastball for a call strike. Adam in this game with a walk, a ground out, a double, and a run scored. And now Jacobaskas delivers again. Breaking ball, chopper hit toward third. The ball goes right by Beltre. Up with the ball is Betancourt. He throws the first base to get the out. Well, Beltre fooled me. I thought Beltre was going to cut that thing off. He didn't. He let the ball get past him, and then Betancourt made the play.
I thought Beltre was going to screen Betancourt and not allow him to catch the ball, but they made the play.
Well, normally if a third baseman can get to the ball, they want the third baseman to field it. But that time Betancourt made the play. Now with one away, it'll bring up Nick Markakis. Markakis played a role in that one-run rally in the 6th inning, as Nick takes it a little bit low. After the Jones double, Markakis singled, with Jones stopping at third base. And then Adams scored on Aubrey Huff's sac fly to the warning track in center. And now Markakis takes ball 2 with a count 2-0. So Nick tonight 1 for 3. Orioles ahead 1-0 here on the top of the 8th inning. Chris Jacobaskas in relief. Here comes a 2-0 delivery as a fastball for a call strike. Jacobaskas, spelled Jacubauska. Jacobaska. And Markakis takes a fastball too high with a count 3-1. Well, Jacobaska has been in 10 games. He's made 8 starts. His record 3-5. Comes in with a 6.45 ERA. And Markakis takes a walk. And the ball that was in the dirt goes to the backstop. So it's ball 4. Markakis on base now for the second time tonight. 1 down. And now, again, we'll check in with Aubrey Huff. Jacobaska, in his 10 games, has gone 44 2/3 innings, given up 49 hits, including 5 home runs. He's had 16 walks. He's had 18 strikeouts, so almost as many walks as strikeouts. Not good. So to first, Markakis back in there standing. Well, right now the Orioles with a 1-0 lead. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Boy, what a great game by Jared Washburn tonight, but at least so far it's not good enough. Giving up 1 run in 7 innings. Here's the pitch. Huff sends it foul off third base and behind the third base dugout. So it's 0-1 to Aubrey Huff, who tonight, if this game were being played at Camden Yards, tonight Aubrey Huff would have 2 home runs. His first time up, he hit one to the back of the warning track in right center, caught by Gutierrez. And then on a sac fly in the 6th inning, hit one to the warning track in center. So he's 0 for 3. Here comes the pitch. Aubrey, big breaking ball, big swing and a miss.
Well, Jacobaskas, when he played in college, did not pitch. He was an outfielder, first baseman, and then went to Independent League and started pitching there. He played 5 years in the Independent League before signing in 2007 with the Mariners organization.
Well, Jacobaska ready again. He'll look at first. He'll throw to first. Too late. Well, no wonder it took him so long to sign. If you have to sign Jacobaska to a contract, it could take you a couple of years. Especially if you keep misspelling it like that. Jacobaska. Big fella, big right-hander. Sets again, looks at first. Here comes the pitch. Aubrey hits it hard to first. Diving stab of the ball by Branyan. He'll go to second for 1. The return gets the double play. A spectacular double play. Began by Russell Branyan, back of the bag at first base. Huff hit the daylights out of it. But Branyan lunging to his right, made a backhand grab. He got the 3-6-3 double play, and the side retired. So we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Orioles ahead 1-0 on the Orioles Radio Network. morning to you, baseball fans. Yeah, good morning to you. Back on the East Coast, Joe Angel, Fred Manfred, Dave Lashley here at Safeco Field. What a ball game tonight, and that'll do it for left-hander Rich Hill. He goes 7 scoreless. He throws 106 pitches. He ends the game with 14 consecutive outs for him, and he'll leave with a 1-0 lead. So here's Jim Johnson. He'll go to work on Rob Johnson, the Seattle catcher, and a fastball is in there for a call strike. This has to be a very difficult decision for a manager like Dave Tremblay, because certainly Rich Hill wasn't showing any signs of getting tired. Looked like he was getting stronger. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball fouled away at the plate, but he's made that decision. Rich Hill, is outstanding game, 7 innings, no runs. He gives up just a couple of hits. He winds up with 7 strikeouts in the game, and he walked 3, but none since the 3rd inning.
And he struck out 2 of the final 3 hitters he faced.
I mentioned 14 consecutive outs he got to end his game. So if you're the manager, it's got to be a very tough decision. Mentioned he'd thrown 106 pitches, but again, looked like he was getting stronger. So you hope it works out. Jim Johnson is off to a good start. He's ahead of Rob Johnson and no balls and 2 strikes. Awfully tough, though, to come into a 1-0 ball game to try to keep it that way. Johnson, by the way, injured himself a little bit. Now he's going to get looked at down there. Well, fans, the 8th inning tonight being brought to you by Brothers Services and their homeowner special. $500 off any exterior construction project. Call 410 Brothers, MHIC 23479.
Well, first-year skipper Don Wakamatsu out there to see if his catcher can continue. That ball came right down on the foot, it appeared, on that foul ball.
Might have been the right heel. No, maybe the back of the foot. Well, regardless, very painful. We're going to pause here. Station identification on the Orioles radio network.
WJZFM, WJZFM HD1, Catonsville, Baltimore. The Ed Norris Show, weekday mornings 5:30 till 10.
Yeah, I want to say hello to all of the Oriole listeners, all the Oriole fans on the radio, WGOP Radio, AM 540 in Pocomoke City, Maryland. Always nice to have you listening. Looks like Johnson's going to be okay. He'll dig in. 0-2 the count against Jim Johnson. Orioles ahead 1-0. Bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And he got it with a fastball at 97 to get the strikeout. Yeah, he's off to a good start.
You know, 2 diametrically different pitchers you're seeing. Now, power sinker is Jim Johnson. You saw that big breaking ball and the sneaky fastball from Rich Hill. And, boy, if you're a hitter, seeing that 2 different types of pitchers in the same night can be very, very tough.
That's a good point, because I'm sure that's what Dave Tremblay might have had in mind. And now here is Gutierrez, and he takes a fastball at 94 for a called strike. Orioles ahead 1-0. Gutierrez, Franklin Gutierrez, has had a walk and a pop-up in this game, so he's 0 for 1. Right-hander against right-hander. Johnson delivers. This one is too low. On the SK scoreboard, the Yankees won again. They beat the Indians 5-2 behind Jabba Chamberlain. Jabba Chamberlain wins it to run his record down to 3-1. And of course, Jabba made that start tonight the first time that he has started a game in Cleveland since he made that relief appearance a couple of years ago in Cleveland. Remember all those bugs that were flying around? And now Gutierrez takes a breaking ball for a call strike. And of course, that was in relief when he was in the Yankee bullpen. That game became very famous because of the swarm of bugs throughout the entire game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out too. Fastball at 93. Some good sink to it. Jim Johnson, wow, couple of strikeouts, and he's dealing right now.
Well, 9 strikeouts for Oriole pitchers tonight against the Seattle Ball Club.
And now here's Ichiro. Orioles ahead 1-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning. By the way, mentioned the Yankees won. And in that game, the Yankees, I see, did not commit an error again. So that's, 18 consecutive games for the Yankees without an error, and that's a major league record. Ichiro takes a very high fastball. Johnson overthrew that one. 1 ball and no strikes. Also in that game, Teixeira had a base hit. So Mark Teixeira is now hit safely in 14 consecutive games. He's hit about 400 in those games, and he's hit 8 home runs in those 14 games. Icho takes a call strike on the outside. Right now, the Yankees are playing good baseball as they lead the Eastern Division. The Yankees have gone 15-4 in the last 19 games. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ichiro slaps at it. Fly ball, left field corner. Reinbold racing over. He'll get there. Makes the catch in that left field corner. So Johnson comes in, and he gets him 1-2-3 with a couple of punch-outs, emphatic strikeouts. And at the end of 8 in Seattle, Orioles ahead 1-0. This is the Orioles Radio Network. There we go. Underway, top of the ninth inning. Melvin Moore leads off, takes a strike. Jock Kabaska delivers again, and Melvin takes low and outside for a ball. Well, the down on the farm scoreboard from Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast, Royal Farms. And the news is not good on the farm. Melvin takes a breaking ball low in the count 2-1 because Columbus defeated Norfolk today 16-3. I kid you not. How's that happen? Melvin says a fly ball toward Ichiro out there in right field, medium depth, and he makes the catch.
Now, because of all the call-ups from Norfolk to the Orioles, Radamés Liz, who had been working out of the bullpen, got the start, and it was not a good one. He was out of there real quickly in that ball game.
Well, they got Chris Ray back.
Yeah, Chris pitched pretty well yesterday. I guess picked up a save.
By the way, Trenton defeated Bowie today 2-0. And Lynchburg defeated Frederick 5-3. Scott takes a breaking ball in there at the knees. So for the Oriole farm teams, not a good night. 0-3 in those 3 games. Radamés Liz, by the way, his ERA is now almost 6.5. Scott takes a ball, and it's even up at 1-1. By the way, in that game for Norfolk, here's the 1-1 delivery. Scott, big swing and a miss. Matt Wieters did not play in that game.
Oh, where was he?
I think he's in Seattle somewhere.
Somewhere, okay.
Yeah. Scott 1 for 3 tonight. A single, a strikeout, and a deep fly ball out. His single is a line drive off the wall in the right field corner. Now, as Jock Kabaska delivered his pitch, Scott backed away at the plate and was granted a late timeout. Now Luke back in with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're in Seattle. Orioles ahead 1-0 in the top of the 9th inning. Here comes the pitch, and Luke takes this one low.
I was just going to mention a note about the minor leagues, but I'll do that after this.
All right, here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball gets him looking on the outside corner. All right, Fred.
Well, Brian Mattis was voted the Carolina League Pitcher of the Week. He threw 14 scoreless innings last week, and he's having a great year for the Frederick Keys. So, young man, he's not too far from making his debut at Oriole Park at Camden.
Well, I think he's got to go up to AAA first, right?
Yeah,
I mean, at least AA, maybe AAA. Yeah. Here comes the pitch. And now Wieters out there. There's Wieters.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I thought so. He takes a strike on the outside corner. I still think, though, here comes the next offering to Wieters, is a breaking ball outside. I think Brian should change the pronunciation of his last name to Matus.
So everybody thinks that that's the way it should be said.
Brian Matus. I like that better. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball to Wieters. Now, Matt can pronounce his name any way he wants to. Takes a breaking ball for a call strike.
He's big enough to back it up.
I'm not going to say anything. Although tonight, Wieters is 0 for 3. And here comes the 1-2 delivery. Swung and off the hands, fouled away back on the screen. Matt, tonight, his first time up, he struck out. Then he bounced to third. And then on his third at-bat tonight, he hit what at Camden Yards would have been a home run. But here in Seattle, it was caught on the back of the warning track in center. Here comes the 1-2 delivery. And again, he fouled it away off the hands. Joe Angel, Fred Manfred, Dave Lashley, 1-0 Orioles in Seattle. We're in the top of the ninth inning. Wieters out there, his batting average coming in tonight, 182. Here comes the 1-2 delivery. Fastball gets him looking. And it looked like it was right down the middle. And so the Orioles go 1-2-3. Left-hander George Sherrill coming out. We head to the bottom of the ninth inning. And for closure, this would be the toughest save as he comes in with a 1-0 lead on the Orioles radio network.
The Fan.
All right, here we go. Back in Seattle, good morning to you. What a ball game in Seattle tonight. It's a 1-0 ball game. You don't see those too often. Tonight, left-hander Rich Hill went 7 scoreless. And then Jim Johnson came in to get him 1-2-3 with a couple of strikeouts in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now left-hander George Sherrill will come in to try to get the save. A 1-0 save. And the Mariners will have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up to hit. It'll be Betancourt to start the inning, and then Beltre, and then Sweeney against left-hander George Sherrill, who of late has been superb. So here's Betancourt. He's 1 for 3 tonight. It'll be left-hander against right-hander. Sherrill ready and delivers. And he misses low and inside, ball 1. And of course, Jim Johnson came out of the bullpen, and, man, he was throwing BBs up there. A couple of strikeouts, got him 1, 2, 3, made it look easy. And now Sherrill delivers 1-0, and he missed again low and inside, the count 2-0. Of course, this is Sherrill's job. You're wondering why a manager would take out a guy like Johnson. And, of course, you also wondered why he would take out Rich Hill, other than the fact that he had thrown over 100 pitches. Here's the 2-0 delivery, and that one is low. So they count 3-0. So, and this is what happens. I mean, Hill was phenomenal. Remember, he ended his game with 14 consecutive outs. So he wasn't showing any signs of weakening. And then Johnson came in and just blew the Mariners away. And now Sherrill in a 1-0 game has gotten behind the leadoff hitter, 3 balls and no strikes. And now the pitch on the way. Fastball, there's a called strike. And Betancourt taking all the way. I'll tell you what, Fred, that time Sherrill barely caught the inside corner.
Yeah, it appeared to be a generous call. And this is something we haven't seen in recent situations for Sherrill, where he falls behind batters. Usually he's very aggressive in the strike zone.
Well, he has been lately. Here's the 3-1 delivery. And there's a call, strike 2, and again on the inside corner. So they count 3-2. I mean, early in the season, he was really struggling. And then Dave Tremblay kind of threatened him with his job, and ever since that day, Sherrill has been just phenomenal. And now the 3-2 pitch on the way. Fastball drilled to left center. Playable, though. There's Mr. Jones over toward the gap, and he makes the catch. That's 1. So for Sherrill, a good comeback there.
And, of course, as we talked about, this is a very forgiving ballpark for pitchers.
Yeah, you got to make him put the ball in play. That's exactly right. Now here's Adrian Beltre. Orioles ahead 1-0. We're on the bottom of the 9th inning. Kind of wonder now, the Orioles have not had a 1-0 win this year. And they've also not had a 1-0 loss.
I look back in last year, and the best I saw for the Orioles was a 2-0 win. Chris Waters pitching in that game.
Now Beltre takes a fastball for a call strike, so he gets ahead of Beltre.
Against Toronto, but I know the Orioles lost a 1-0 game last year, but I didn't see anything 1-0 last season.
And now the 0-1 delivery. Beltre takes way outside the ball. Beltre tonight 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, all of it against Rich Hill. And on deck is Mike Sweeney. Beltre this season has hit only 3 home runs. Here's the pitch. There's a shot to center. There's Jones again, racing back, reaches up, makes a backhanded catch. Got that baby all the way, although he did make the catch on the run. Well, that ball was well hit, though. And I hear Sweeney with 2 outs and no one on. Well, for Sherrill, he's got 1 out left. Well, George is looking for his 11th save. George is making his 22nd appearance. Now he'll go to work on Mike Sweeney, who tonight is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. All of that against Rich Hill. Here's the pitch. Foul back just to our right. So the count 0-1. The only run in this game was in the top of the 6th inning on a Jones double, a Markakis single, and an Aubrey Huff sac fly. And that's it. This has been a really well-pitched game on both sides. Sweeney back in. Now he'll back away. Sherrill has him at 0-1. Boy, the infield backed up, and they're guarding all exits right now. Around the infield, as they guard against the extra base hit, the outfield kind of pinching him toward right. Here's the pitch. Fly ball right center. There's Jones again, way back in the gap, and now Markakis is there, and Nick will make the catch. Sherrill gets him 1, 2, 3, and the Orioles are back in the win column. After that little 2-game losing streak over the weekend at Camden Yards, they're in Seattle, and they've come to Seattle, and they have won a 1-0 ball game. How about that?
Well, Sherrill last year against his old ball club 5 for 5 in save opportunities, and he starts it off perfect this year against the Mariners.
Rich Hill, 7 scoreless, 7 strikeouts, gives up just 2 hits. Johnson 1, 2, 3 with a couple of strikeouts in the 8th, and then Sherrill with a 1, 2, 3 ninth. And the Orioles have taken the first of 3 in Seattle. And we'll be back with the lovely totals right after this.
The Fan, your home for Orioles baseball.
All right, Joe Angel, Fred Manfra, Dave Lashley, and Marlene Manfra here at the Safeco Field. Where'd she come from? I think she flew here, but I'm not sure. Anyway, what a good ball game here tonight. The Orioles able to win a 1-0 ball game. As we'll give you those lovely totals here. Orioles with a run, just 6 hits. They make 1 error. They left 6 men on base. Seattle with no runs on only 2 hits in the entire game. They make 1 error, and they leave 4 men on base. The winner is Rich Hill, as tonight he goes 7 scoreless, gives up just 2 hits, and he ended his game with 14 consecutive outs. So he wins it to run his record to 2-0. The loser, and a tough one, too, for Jared Washburn, so he is now 3-4, because he went 7 innings tonight, gave up just 1 run. And it put him in the loss column. Sherrill gets a save, number 11 for the year. The time of the game was a crisp 2 hours and 13 minutes, and the attendance here tonight, 16,979. Well, the game started out in the bottom of the first inning. Ichiro came up to hit. Ichiro, who went